Hello everyone and welcome back to Celebstrology, where we analyze celebrities and their astrology. Today we are going to be doing something a little bit different. So in honor of the finale of The Bachelorette, I am going to do a tier ranking by astrology, by zodiac sign, of every single Bachelorette couple that we have their birthdays for, and see who we think is the most compatible matches. So if that sounds fun to you, then let's stick around. Join me. This is probably going to be a very long video. I am going to try to go as quickly as possible. We have a lot of couples, and for the most recent Bachelorette, Katie Thurston, I believe, we are going to analyze her final three and see who's the best match for Katie. And before we get started, here are our categories. You see my big blue mouse. So best, we have happily ever after. We think this couple is so strong and has the Zodiac stamp of approval. After that, the next category I said is a Hollywood marriage, right? Usually they say about 7 years for that. Pretty good, but maybe not together for life. Then we have what for, the more strange, surprising couples. I'll take the under. A lot of times people like to bet, right? They say, I think this relationship's going to last 6 months, and you bet either over, in which case you think it'll last more than 6 months, or bet under, and you know what? I'll take the under. These are couples that very unlikely, in my astrological opinion, to last. And then finally, everyone wants to know, are they still together? If the answer is LOL, of course not, then they are going to go into this final lowest tier. So again, if that sounds fun to you, let's do it. I am going to go in order. So very, very, very first couple, we have Trista Rehn and Ryan Sutter. And again, I'm going to do these very quickly, just a quick overview of their personal planets, most of them. So Trista is a sun in Scorpio, moon in Cancer, a lot of water there, emotions. Venus in Virgo, Mars in Libra. And Ryan is a sun in Virgo, moon in Virgo, Venus in Virgo, Mars also in Libra. I love it. I absolutely love it. And here's why. So if you know a little bit about astrology, you might know that water signs go with earth signs, just like air goes with fire. So usually a water sign like Scorpio would work with an earth sign like Virgo. And I want to say this times 2 if it's Scorpio and Virgo specifically. Both Scorpio and Virgo have this extreme concentrated energy, right? They don't want to live life casually. Everything is meticulous, intense, analyzed. And I just think that Scorpio and Virgo in particular are such a sound match. And overall, these seem like very stable people. And then they both have a Mars in Libra, which is the sign of partnership. So I think this is perfect and happily ever after. They are the first couple of The Bachelorette, and they are still together. And when you look at their sun signs and other birth chart planets, you can really see why. All right, the next two Bachelorettes, we do not have a birthday for the man they chose, so we're going to skip past that. After that, we have Deanna Pappas and Jesse, I'm going to say C, because I can't quite pronounce his last name. It's spelled Csincssak. She has a son born in the Scorpio-Sagittarius cusp, moon in Virgo, Venus in Capricorn, Mars in Virgo. Again, another serious, intense kind of person. A lot of earth sign here, a lot of pragmatism, right? And then we have him the total opposite. We have him, he's got a sun in Aries, a moon in Leo. That's go, 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 go. I believe he was a professional snowboarder, and you can see that. Venus in Aquarius, Mars in Libra. I'm going to give this an absolute hard pass. Still together, LOL, and they are not together. So that makes tons of sense. And really quickly, I had to make a little, because I haven't seen all seasons, so I had to make a little code of who's who. And it looks like she's the one in the silver dress. So we're going to say still together, LOL. Absolutely not. And not a surprise that they are no longer together. All right. After that, we have Jillian Harris and Ed Swiderski. So Jillian, sun in Capricorn, serious, ambitious, moon in Gemini. More mental energy here, lighter, upbeat. Venus in Aquarius, Mars in Virgo. Lot of mental energy here. Gemini and Virgo are both ruled by Mercury, which is kind of the most like mentally buzzing sign. Aquarius also very intellectual. And then with that Capricorn, you probably just have an overall very pragmatic person, right? Whenever you have a lot of earth with a lot of air signs, it creates a very rationalist persona. And then this is a no. Okay, he's got his sun born on the Cancer-Leo cusp. Probably the most emotionally volatile, dramatic part of the entire zodiac. These people are amazing. They are passionate. They are sensitive, right? Cancer is the most feminine sign. Leo's the most masculine. So they've got all these energies, extremely dynamic, also a lot to deal with. And I already can't see someone like her wanting to too much to handle, right? Okay. His moon's in Gemini, so they got that in common. His Mercury's in Leo, though. Thinks like a Leo. Venus in Cancer, got the sensitivity. Mars also in Gemini. This is just not what I see for her. Yes, they have the Gemini in common, but sometimes it's better to have a sign that's in your same element than the exact same one. Like it would probably be better if he had like a moon in Aquarius than a fellow moon in Gemini. So I'm between I'll take the under or still together, LOL. Let's go with still together, LOL. Just not. I would be very, very surprised if they were still together, and it looks like they are not, so we are not surprised. Okay, moving on. We have, I watched this season. We have Fedotwsky and Roberto Martinez. She is a sun in Virgo. Lots of Virgo energy on the Bachelorette casting in general, which is very surprising. Moon in Gemini, again, ruled by Mercury, right? Venus in Libra, that's sweet. Mars in Sagittarius, that's a little more spicy. Okay, he is also a Virgo. I don't like that. His moon is in Aries. That could work with her, especially if there's Mars in Sagittarius, her moon in Gemini. That's fun for her. Venus in Leo, Mars in Leo. I'm going to say too much fun for her. Too much fire, I think. Too much. I also sometimes it's okay to have the same sign. I did a video on Paris Hilton and her fiance or husband, I can't quite remember, Carter, Reum is how you spell his last name, and they are both Aquarians. And I think an Aquarius couple can be really, really great. Another example of a good couple can be like Scorpio and Scorpio. A lot of the fixed signs like to go together. Virgo and Virgo I find to be very uncomfortable. That can just kind of bring out the insecurities. Virgo's a sign that already doesn't like to relax. So you'd want someone that, is stable and can be that supportive person. You don't want to both kind of be the needy one. One of the very, very first videos I did on my channel was Bill Hader and Rachel Bilson. I believe they were both Virgos. Did not last. Virgo and Virgo, again, it's an uncomfortable pairing. So I am going to say, as for them, I'll take the under. It's close between still together, LOL. Being a little generous here. I like Allie. I like Virgos in general. It's a very genuine energy, right? Okay. Moving on, we have Ashley Hebert and JP Rosenbaum, who were together for quite a while. They had kids, and they more recently broke up. So let's see what the stars say about that. All right, Sun in Aries, Moon in Aquarius, Mercury in Aries, Venus in Aries, super fire. I love the idea of an Aries, though, with a Moon in Aquarius. So Aries likes to kind of learn through, like all the fire signs, likes to learn through life experientially, right? I'm going to do, and then I'm going to figure out what it means. But Aquarius likes to kind of think things through before they start. And so when you have both the ability to go, and to have a little bit of perspective, I think that's really good. So I like that. I like an Aries with a moon in Aquarius. Gives her a little bit of breathing room, right? And her Mars is in Taurus, so adds some stability as well. He is a sun in Pisces. Her chart's not very sensitive. Aries, it's so go that it can be inconsiderate. Now, usually in like an endearing way, like it's not intentionally inconsiderate. Like maybe, one of the signs at the end of the zodiac is more calculated in what they do. Aries is kind of like, oh my goodness, I didn't mean to step on your toes. Pisces, though, kind of needs someone that's thinking from there. Pisces needs to be like, I want you to make sure that you're being, careful around me. I don't like her with Pisces. His moon's in Taurus, though. I like that, especially with her Mars in Taurus. It's also a good combination. Pisces with the moon in Taurus. That's great. It's got the sensitivity and the stability. His Mercury's in Aquarius. I can see why they click, right? That Aquarius, good conversation here with her moon. So she probably feels understood by him. I don't know if he feels understood by her, and I would doubt not. And Mars in Aquarius. I'm between what? And I'll take the under on that. I'm going to take the under on that one as well. Where are they? There they are. They are a cute couple, though. We're a cute couple. Okay. Also, just something, because we are an astrology channel in terms of understanding the signs. So all the signs have a body part associated with them, right? And it moves from head to toe, literally. So the first sign of the zodiac is Aries, and it's symbolized by the head. And then Taurus is the neck, and then Gemini, when things split into two, is the shoulders, right? And so on and so forth. And by the time we get to Pisces, we're at the feet. Why is that? Well, Pisces is, the most creative, dreamy, spiritual sign. I'm a Pisces. It is the connection between worlds, right? So it's symbolized by two fish swimming in opposite directions, one up to the dream world, one down to earth. Pisces is all about wrestling with reality. And the reason why it's symbolized by the feet is feet are where we finally touch the earth. And, your feet can be kind of absorbent and a little bit permeable, right? So when you have a Pisces, that's why you might hear like Pisces like take on the emotions of other people. And Pisces, there aren't strict boundaries, right? That's another thing that Pisces deals with is boundaries. And so he's, this absorbent, sensitive, permeable person, and she's just kind of like full speed ahead. So I'll take the under. Not a complete pass, obviously they did, make it work for quite a while, but I would say lasting with less time than not. All right, let's move on. Emily Maynard and Jeff Holm. Okay, so her sun is in Aquarius, moon in Scorpio. That's quite the combination here. Mercury in Aquarius, Venus in Aquarius, Mars in Scorpio. Wow, super Scorpio Aquarius. That's pretty unique and very, very specific energy, right? Sometimes people are like all over the place with their chart. It's more like, no, she's got Scorpio and Aquarius. Both fixed signs, right? And both very serious. By fixed signs, if you're not familiar with that term, basically the signs at the beginning of seasons, like Aries at the beginning of spring, they start seasons and they have all this initiator energy. Fixed signs are in the middle of seasons, and they're more about stability, and they're kind of anti-change, which brings us to mutable signs is all about transitioning seasons. And it's all about adaptability and flexibility and change. That is not Emily. Emily, Aquarius and Scorpio, yes, they're very different signs, but what they have in common, they're both fixed. I wouldn't be surprised if she is a very, very stubborn person, kind of likes things her way. And it looks like him is the same because he's also pretty much all fixed signs. Jeff has a sun in Leo, moon in Taurus. Wow. Mercury in Leo, Venus in Leo, Mars in Scorpio. Oh my goodness. Both very, very strong, powerful people, with all the fixed signs present in the Zodiac are presented here. But you need someone who will yield, right? You need to be able to work together. You need to be able to complement each other to balance. I just see this as a clash. I'm actually surprised they made it this long. And they're also complete opposites. So, in every, across the rows. So her sun's in Aquarius, his sun's in Leo, opposites. Her moon's in Scorpio, his in Taurus, opposites. Her Mercury's in Aquarius, his is in Leo, opposites. Her Venus in Aquarius, his in Leo, still opposites. And they both share Mars in Scorpio. So it can be good to have some oppositions, because it can create a lot of growth. But too opposite, oh goodness. I do know that fixed signs like fellow fixed signs, though. So in between, I'll take the under and still together, LOL. I'm going to very, very strongly take the under on this couple. Okay. Now let's move on to Desiree Hartsock and Chris Siegfried. So she is a sun in Aries, moon in Aries. Wow. She has a Mercury in Pisces. That's sweet. A softer communicator. Venus in Taurus, loves love and the finer things in life. Mars in Capricorn. So her Venus and Mars, which can be more your relationship signs, are both in earth signs. So stable there, right? Love, stability. So even though her own personal identity and emotions are all in this fiery, passionate, warm-hearted Aries, she does like stability as well. Wow, he is a sun in Sagittarius, moon in Sagittarius, Mercury Sagittarius, Venus Sagittarius, and Mars in Libra. Okay, these are both crazy people and are probably great together. Who could work with the super Sagittarius where everything is in Sagittarius? Well, a sun in Aries and a moon in Aries. I think that's great. I think that they are very lucky to have found each other because they're both a lot. They are very, very, very intense. Her sun in Aries, moon in Aries would be very, very hard to match in general, as would his sun in Sagittarius, moon in Sagittarius, everything in Sagittarius. It would be very, very difficult for these people to find their person. And the fact that they did is beautiful. And they're still together, right? So that's absolutely amazing. And I would say that the stars validate that. So let's say happily ever after. That's so cool. That's so cool that they found each other. It's like, who would you put with the sun in Aries, moon in Aries? A sun in Sagittarius, moon in Sagittarius. Perfect. And I would be very surprised if they were to break up. Okay. Even with all that Sagittarius energy, especially he's got a Mars in Libra, so he does like partnership too. All right, let's move on to Andi Dorfman and Josh Murray. I watched this season for the most part. Her sun is in Aries, moon in Gemini, Mercury Pisces, Venus Pisces, Mars in Taurus. She's got a little bit of everything here. He's a sun in Leo, moon in Aquarius. I like that for her. Mercury Virgo, Venus Virgo, Mars in Scorpio. Very, very interesting. Okay, so sun in Aries, sun in Leo. I like it. You don't have to be, in order to be compatible, you don't have to have someone from your same element or compatible element. I did a video on Shawn Mendes and Camila Cabello, and I think they're great together. And even though she's a Pisces and he's a Leo, which aren't traditionally compatible, that being said, if you can find a partner whose sun sign is in the same element as yours, it just makes things so much more natural. It's like speaking the same language. It's fabulous. So sun in Aries, moon in Leo, sun in Leo. I like that together. Both kind of spunky, fiery people. Her moon's in Gemini, though she wants to kind of think and be getting new ideas, gets bored easily. His moon in Aquarius kind of likes that, is kind of inventive in his own mind. So I like that together. I like kind of their identities together. Their sun's identity, moon's emotions, that works. Where things get a little different is kind of their communication style, their relationships. So more oppositions here. Her Mercury is in Pisces, his is in Virgo. Opposites. Her Mercury is in Pisces, her Venus is in Pisces, his Venus in Virgo. Opposites. Her Mars in Taurus, his Mars in Scorpio. Opposites. A little opposition can be good. I think this is a little too much. So I'm between Hollywood marriage, they can make it last for a while, and what? I think I can get it. They're no longer together, but I think they had a fair crack at it. And I do find it interesting. He, even though it didn't last either, he got engaged to another Bachelor star, Amanda Stanton, who's also an Aries. So I think he was there's something about him that likes Aries energy, that's attracted to Aries energy, and it works with him because he had 2 very, very serious relationships with an Aries. So yeah, I think he's on the right track. This one's close. This one's really close, and this one's probably the biggest surprise here, in that even though they didn't last, I would say, they maybe could have, but I also can see why they broke up too. All right, let's move on to Kaitlyn Bristowe and Shawn Booth. She was born on the Gemini Cancer cusp, but I'm going to say strong Cancer with this one because her moon's in Cancer, Mercury's in Cancer, and her Mars is in Cancer, and her Venus is in Taurus. Total sweetheart. Finally, we have a Bachelorette water sign, right? Very moody, very sensitive, family-oriented. I would just say she is a true blue Cancer. Sometimes you'll have people who they'll be like, oh, my zodiac sign doesn't fit me. Well, a lot of times it's because your other personal planets in your natal chart are in different signs. So maybe you're a Gemini, but your Mercury, Venus, Mars, Moon are all in Taurus. You're going to have a lot of Taurus going on, right? She's just a true Cancer. Very, very, very streamlined energy there. Not as a sign, but because it's all the same sign. As a matter of fact, Cancer itself is a little more zigzag. And I mean this very literally. So Cancer is symbolized by a crab. And crabs, they have these big old claws, which makes them move forward in a zigzag kind of way, right? However, crabs can run very, very fast if they run backwards. So Cancers can really retreat into themselves. Cancer's a sign of home and family, and it's just got that real, my safe space kind of energy. And this is so important because Cancer emotions, like all water signs, are just a deep ocean. Cancer is one of the only signs, Cancer and Scorpio, both water signs, that has an exoskeleton. So basically crabs, they have their skeleton, their shell on the outside, right? Because you really need to protect your heart when you're a Cancer. His sun is in Taurus. Love that both because I definitely think a Cancer like her would love some stability. And her her Venus is in Taurus, so she really does love that. Venus is what you love, and she just loves that kind of trustworthy space, like almost loves predictability and routine, and Cancer's in the home, so she's not too much of like someone who's reaching. She just wants to feel cared for. His moon's in Aquarius, though. I do not like this at all. His emotions, he likes to be able to detach. Aquarians love reserving the right to be independent whenever they want to, right? It's a sign that doesn't want to be dominated by anyone or anything, which is kind of surprising because you might think that's more of a fire sign trait, which it is. But, people with Aquarius energy, it's so important that they can think for themselves and they don't feel like someone's trying to like emotionally suck them under and manipulate, because they really value their abilities to reason things through. Aquarius is symbolized by a woman pouring water. In astrology, water is emotion. So Aquarius believes everyone else can have the water, but they don't touch it themselves. Very, very important distinction. Also, because Aquarius is symbolized by a woman, it wants to be civilized. The air signs are the only signs in the zodiac that are not symbolized by animals, which are more primal, right? She's very, in her feelings and her moods and her emotions, and he wants to ascend beyond that. Very bad pairing here. I would actually say that because she's so heavy Cancer, in and of itself would be a deal breaker. Mercury and Gemini makes it worse. Venus and Taurus, she'll probably like that. Taurus and Aquarius, both fixed signs. So he's a stable guy, and she probably likes his predictability. But that's not how he wants to be seen. With the Mercury and Gemini, Moon and Aquarius, he's looking for something a little more zesty, right? And his Mars and Gemini just, ups that even more so. So, no, this is a no. I remember I read right after they got engaged at the end of the show, there was a magazine interview. And it had her saying, I knew we were right for each other when we had the same favorite Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. That's what you're basing your relationship on, and you can see she's a sweet little Cancer, and she's like, oh, I want to have these, little things and tchotchkes and stuff in common and TV shows, right? And he's got all this air sign energy, and it's just going to be even though, he's this stable Taurus dude, that's just not going to be interesting enough to him. So basically, this couple needs more holding them together than the same favorite Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So still together, obviously not. Cute couple though. You don't even need me to tell you that. This is a no-go. No-go. All right, last few here. Jojo, Fletcher, and Jordan Rodgers. I believe they're still together, so let's see if they are an astrological match as well. Her sun's in Scorpio, Moon in Aries. Really packs a punch there. Mercury in Scorpio, Venus in Scorpio, Mars in Gemini. All right. His sun is in Virgo, Moon in Aries. So they both have a Moon in Aries. Mercury, Virgo, Venus, Cancer, Mars in Aries. I love it. I absolutely love it. Like we said before, Scorpio, Virgo, they're just really complementary. Both that kind of intense, concentrated energy. And you would have a really hard time matching these people in general. Who would they go with when they have a Moon in Aries, which is so different from Scorpio and Virgo, but they have that in common. They both have moons in Aries. So I think that's a lot of fun. And then I love how, her Venus in Scorpio goes with his Venus in Cancer. So there's a lot of romance here, some sensitivity, deeper feelings and understanding. And then her Mars in Gemini with his Mars in Aries, they can have fun too. That's great. No surprise they're still together. And I'm going to say happily ever after. And I watched parts of this season, and I remember at the time wondering if they would last. And you don't know exactly what the show is and isn't showing, right? And they try to paint it so it's like an even match between all the contestants, right? Seeing their astrology chart, I feel a lot more strongly about the relationship than I did watching the show. Okay. Rachel, Lindsay, and Bryan Abasolo. I did not see their season, but I am seeing their stars. Okay, so her sun is on the Aries-Taurus cusp. Wow, lots of power there. You've got all the initiative of an Aries and the stability of a Taurus. It is very, very competent. Okay, her moon's in Virgo. More pragmatism, also adds analysis. Mercury in Aries, Venus in Taurus, Mars in Capricorn. Wow. True powerhouse. Pretty much has everything. And let's see. His sun's in Aquarius, moon's in Aquarius. Thoughtful, thinker. It's a little interesting with her. Mercury in Pisces, Venus in Aries, Mars in Virgo. I like the Mars in Virgo. I think that holds them together. Overall, this is a little strange for me. A little strange. When you Aquarius and Virgo, they're 5 signs apart, which is called the quincunx. And it's not terrible, but it doesn't clash, but you don't really see each other, right? You can't get on the same page. It's not dramatic. You're not like pushing each other's buttons, but it's just kind of a little different. So for her, I'm going to say, what? I believe it says, they're still together. If I were you, I would take the under on that one as well. You know what? Actually, I'm thinking of moving them into I'll take the under. Yeah. He's got a Venus and Aries with her Mercury and Aries Taurus. I don't know. I want to put her in the men. I'll take the under. But I have no one in the what category, and they are still together. I don't know their rising signs. And this is just a basic overview of their personal planets. So I'll keep them here in what. But I wouldn't be surprised if they don't last forever. But could be worse, right? Okay. Now we have Becca Kufrin and Garrett. I'm going to say why. Sun in Aries, Moon in Cancer, Mercury, Aries, Venus, Aquarius, Mars in Aquarius. She is all over the place. All right. She's got so many different energies here. He's a Sun in Pisces, Moon in Libra, Mercury, Aquarius, Venus, Aquarius, Mars in Taurus. Also so many different energies. I'm just going to say an what for these two. It's, they're a little all over the place. Got a cute dog, though. Cute dog. I think the Sun in Aries with Sun in Pisces, like Ashley and JP, is kind of a deal breaker. Not necessarily. It's going to be tough to have an Aries-Pisces relationship unless you both have a lot of each other's planets in common. Aries and Pisces are right next to each other, and the signs that are right next to each other are usually very different. Are always very different. When you look at the evolution of the zodiac, it's almost like each sign wants to correct, so to speak, the sign before it. So, for example, like Leo is the movie, the show, I'm coming out. And then Virgo wants to fix that, which follows it, right? Or you have Scorpio, which is, about merging and about death, right? So you have like whenever you get into a relationship, when you get past dating, which is Libra, the next step in a relationship after dating is either it doesn't work out and the relationship dies, or you become one and you as your own person dies. So that's what Scorpio is. And then you get to Sagittarius, which is almost like I'm single again. So, that's what I mean by every sign that follows tries to correct the previous sign. And so that's why when you have signs that are consecutive, it's not a standard match. That being said, my parents are a Gemini-Taurus couple, and I think the way that they work is because my father's a Taurus with a lot of personal planets in Gemini, and my mother's a Gemini with a lot of personal planets in Taurus. So there are exceptions, and in that way you can have a lot of similar energy, but generally speaking, Aries, Pisces is tough, particularly because Pisces is so sensitive. All right. Now we have Hannah Brown and Jed Wyatt. She is a Sun in Libra. Finally a Libra. Libra, sign of partnerships. Why haven't we had a Bachelorette with that? Moon and Taurus. Both Libra and Taurus are ruled by Venus, which is love and romance and beauty. Also money. So that's nice. Mercury in Libra, Venus in Scorpio, Mars in Cancer. We have a true romantic here. Romantic in the house. Very, very people-oriented, partnership-oriented, wants to kind of learn and evolve through life through her relationships. Though I would like to see what houses her planets fall into, but we don't have her birth time. Anyways, his sun is in Capricorn. It's a no for me. It's too serious. She's kind of got more of a sweet C chart, right? Moon in Libra. All right, I get why they're together. Mercury, Capricorn, Venus in Capricorn, Mars in Capricorn. They have very different approaches to life. And it's going to be hard to like respect each other's gifts. And, instead she might be like, why don't you live life this way? And him especially will be like, you should live your life this way, particularly as a Capricorn. You want people who admire each other's way of life rather than trying to educate, correct. So I'm going to say still together. We already know they're not. We already know they're not. Where are they? That's a no. I mean, they got a little bit of overlap, right? Her sun in Libra, his moon in Libra. They got some earth signs in common, but she is not what he's looking for as a Capricorn. He's going to have a really hard time not feeling like he's superior to her. Okay, let's move on to Claire Crawley and Dale Moss. She is born right on the Pisces-Aries cusp, moon in Virgo, Mercury, Pisces, Venus, Pisces, Mars, and Aries. The most Pisces-Aries person that you'll ever meet, with the exception of myself, and we both have a moon in Virgo. So, very, very similar chart to her, which I find to be very fun. And, so she's got all this super sweet Pisces, right? Which is romantic. And Aries also kind of likes the passion and the romance in like more of a Prince Charming kind of way. And that whereas Pisces is more like mushy gushy and I want you to understand me. And Aries is like, I want you to go on the horseback with me. So she's got both. But her moon in Virgo. Moon in Virgo is all about security. So wherever your moon sign is what you need to feel okay in the world. And in order for her to feel okay in the world, she needs to feel secure and stable. So even though she's all rainbows and butterflies, she needs something more solid. She might not think she's that way. Because again, the rest of her is just kind of like heart first, head first, His sun is in Libra, moon in Pisces. Super sweet, but I don't think that's what she needs. I think she needs stable. His Mercury's in Libra, Venus in Leo, Mars in Aries. This is a no. This is a no. He would feel great with her because he doesn't have the same requirements as her. He wants someone that is equally romantic and a partner and understanding and fun and all these different kind of feelings, right? And the Libra kind of like thoughtful too, but Libra's, want that partnership, want conversation, right? So he wants the energy with his Venus and Leo, Mars and Aries, he wants the fun dates. He's got the feelings with the moon and Pisces, and he's got the conversation with all the Libra stuff. All great. But, and she has all that, right? But I think she needs more of an anchor. I don't think she's looking solely for Mr. Romance, which is what he is. She's Mrs. Romance, but again, what she needs is someone that's going to make her feel safe and secure. And I definitely think, as a fellow moon in Virgo, and with a similar chart to her, you need someone with that earth signs. Heavy earth is very, very important. So to stabilize, I'm going to just say, they kind of broke up and now they're back together. I'm going to take the under on these. I'm going to take the under. I get it. And it's like they got the love and the chemistry and the desire to be in love. These are both charts that really love the idea of love and want to be in love. But Claire needs a little more stability, a little more Mr. Practical. Okay. There's just something missing for her. All right. Tayshia Adams and Zach Clark, sun in Virgo, moon in Pisces. Got the opposite here. All right. Mercury, Virgo, Venus in Leo, Mars in Gemini. All right. He's a sun in Capricorn, moon in Gemini, Mercury, Capricorn, Venus, Sagittarius, Mars in Scorpio. These are already very different. I believe they're still together. I like that, the Virgo to Capricorn is good, right? Like we said, when you have someone the same element, you speak the same language. Virgo and Capricorn are both earth signs. That's good. Her moon in Pisces with his moon in Gemini. Don't know about that. Both open-minded, adaptive, flexible people. But she's more sensitive. Now, he does have a Mars in Scorpio, so he's got deep feelings. but they're more subconscious, where she's a little bit more in touch with her feelings. And then he's got a Venus in Sagittarius, so he doesn't want to have to sit around with those, especially the moon in Gemini. It's not the worst I've ever seen. She does have a Mars in Gemini. I'm going to go with, what? Not terrible-ish. I don't see it lasting. But, maybe they have stuff to, like, learn from each other. It's a hard fine. It's a hard fine. Okay. Now, the last three. It is all Katie. Okay. So, Katie Thurston. She is and she's the current Bachelorette who just had the season finale last night. I am not going to spoil it in case you haven't seen it yet. All right. Her sun is in Capricorn, moon is in Leo, Mercury, Sagittarius, Venus, Capricorn, Mars, and Taurus. We have a very fire earth person here. So I would avoid too much kind of like overly sensitive water stuff. Justin, sun in Gemini. Capricorn, Gemini is a very strange match. Again, a quincunx, right? It's kind of as strange as it sounds. His sun's in Gemini. Sorry, his sun's in Gemini. His moon's in Leo. His Mercury's Cancer, Venus, Cancer, Mars, and Taurus. No. No. They don't have enough pulling them together. All right. Still together? No, not a good couple. Blake. All right, Blake is a sun in Leo, which works with her moon in Leo. Moon in Pisces, too sensitive for her. Even though Capricorns kind of like, a little bit of romance, and to see that, they don't, sometimes too much. And having your moon in Pisces especially is hypersensitive, rather than having like Pisces express in other parts of your chart. Mercury in Virgo, I'm sure she likes that. As a Capricorn, good conversations there. Though she does have Mercury in Sagittarius. Venus in Cancer, Mars in Taurus. I think she would find him too boring. I have not seen this season, so maybe that'll sound completely out of touch. But overall, she's a little, spicy, right? She's got all this kind of Sagittarius, Leo energy with the earth signs. He's more sweet. So I do not approve. And I'm not even going to say I'll take the under, because this is a couple that it's not like I would be surprised if they last, but I would be shocked. Because they just don't have enough pulling them together. Okay, oops. All right, and finally, I know he was eliminated, but let's still do Greg Grippo, because these guys both got still together. So let's see if he's any better, if she should have chosen him. All right, sun in Gemini, more of the same problem here. Moon in Sagittarius, I like that for her. With her moon in Leo and her Mercury in Sagittarius. All right. It's funny because the Gemini, Sagittarius are opposite signs, but they're on every opposite sign is on a different axis. So they're on the axis of learning and ideas, Gemini and Sagittarius. The difference is Gemini is all the details, kind of like, not quite like Virgo, but it's more like, let me take in all the data I can, and then figure it out later. And Sagittarius is like big picture thinking. The other day I met a guy who had a Sagittarius tattoo. And I said, oh, you're a Sagittarius. You're born in the cusp or in the center of your sign. And he says, I have no idea. That was such a Sagittarius thing to say. Because Sagittarius is like cart before the horse. It's like big picture. It's like, I'm going to get the tattoo because I need this identity. And I need to let people know that I'm a Sagittarius. And then I'll figure out the inner workings behind it later. Whereas Gemini is, I'm going to take in all this information and I don't really know where it fits together, but I'll figure that part out later. So they're opposite signs, but on the same paradigm, same axis, okay? His Mercury's in Cancer, moody. All right. Venus in Aries, Mars in Leo. So take the under. Closer. Better than these two for her, but not a slam dunk. Not a slam dunk. So, of the final 3 contestants of The Bachelorette, I think he was the best for her, but the fact that he didn't stay till the end, I think is going to be okay for both of them. There's just not enough there. It's closer, but it's not quite right. Okay, so those are my astrological opinions. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know what you thought of it. If you'd like to see more like this, did I get any of these couples totally wrong or maybe landed it? Please let me know what you think. And thank you so much for watching this video on Celebstrology, where we analyze celebrities and their astrology. Where's the thing?